Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are in Pocatello and we are running some MGD, some Highlife down to the train station in Ogden, and we've got 24,500 pounds of Miller Highlife. We are at the manufacturer right now, just loaded up, and it's time to get going. But what are we driving today? We are driving the Kenworth 521, also known as the NeedleNose, and this is a paid mod from Blueprint Mods. It is great. As you can see, we have the option to have a tanker on the chassis itself, and then you can also throw on the additional tanker that we have, because we are hauling quite a bit of beer today. Absolute great mod, so much versatility, and if you want, you don't have to have a tanker on this. You can make it just a day cab, or you can put, I believe it's a sleeper on it. It's a Mercury sleeper that you can put on it, and yeah. So, and I did want to mention that in addition to the truck itself, the skin is great. This Miller Genuine Draft skin, that is by Papi Pups. It is free and is on the Steam Workshop. I will leave a link down in the description for it. Now, the last thing that we need to know right before we go, as I always do, we mention the engine, we mention the transmission. So we do have a big cam 350 in here. It's only 350 horsepower, and that's even pushing it if I'm going to be trying to stay true to the horsepower of the engine at the time. This is 1956 Kenworth, so at that time 350 was really a decent amount of power, and we're going to need every bit of it, even if we're only carrying just under 25,000 pounds of cargo. This also gives me a good opportunity to highlight the transmission as I go ahead and get started here. We get her started up. There is that big cam, but the transmission that we're going to be, as you see, there are two sticks right there. You can't, unfortunately, you can't change out the sticks, can't do the shifter on this, but the ambiance of the whole truck, the way they've captured it, true to what it really looks like, is absolutely great. From Blueprint Mods, definitely take a look. They've got a few different mods, and all of them are fantastic, great value. Definitely recommend them. But anyway, the two sticks that we're going to be doing, you've seen me do a Spicer 5.3 before, and I just wrote out everything for a Spicer 4.4, so that is actually true to the truck. I've seen, you can look online, there's plenty of videos that show this truck with a 4.4. It also came from the manufacturer in the early 50s as a 4.3, but today it is a 4.4, and you see in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, I show the two sticks that I'm going to be using. So let's go ahead and get it started. I'm going to go ahead and start in 1-2, and we'll get going. Get our four ways on in the yard, huh? Got the windows down so we can hear anyone yelling to us if there's something that we don't see. And I hope you guys are having a good weekend, and hope you guys really enjoy this. Let's go for 1-3. Yeah, something about this transmission, it's very common, and that was probably just user error right there. Hey, let's get some lights on, huh? Wow. Totally missed that. It's about 6:30 in the morning. We will see some more light on this drive. I'm going to go ahead and leave this up here in the bottom so you can see what gear I'm in. Here we go for 2-1. So there's two ways to shift these. The way that I have been doing worked okay with the 5.3 and the particular engine that I had it paired up with previously. But when I'm matching this engine and this transmission, I find that when moving both of the sticks, there's actually a preferred method I've seen people do, and I am actually liking it quite a bit, and that's when you just move one stick at a time.
Keep right.
There we go.
Yards, turn right.
See, it's not working for me right now. So the other method that I'm going to try is moving moving each stick by itself. And I also am finding out with this transmission and engine combination that I can either go from, let's see, where our main gear's 2 right now, and I can either go from 2.1 to 2.3, or I can go from 2.2 to 2.4 pretty easily. Ooh, we're going down, so let's find the appropriate gear. We'll go into 3.2. There's 3.4. We just skipped 3.3. That usually works out pretty good. So that is the method of trying to switch them all at the same time. I'll do it one more time. It seems to work out okay, but there's another method where you actually move one stick at a time. And the idea is you want to let the RPMs come up to a certain point, shifting like normal if you're floating. Once it gets to that point, take it out of gear, put it into gear at the lower RPM, just like you would be switching here. And it falls in, but usually if you're going to move 2 sticks, then you have an issue because now you're below, on your RPMs, you're below where you need to float that in, and you essentially what you do is you just add a little bit of gas, and you use a method kind of similar to if you're downshifting, and that's how you get the second stick in, so you do them separately. So let's see if I have that opportunity. And this is where this 350 horsepower is really draining me, even on just a small slope. I think we're going to have to go down into 3.4. And you see I just switched those manually, each one after the other instead of simultaneously. So let's try it. We're going to go into 4th. There's 4. Just tap the gas and move the second one into 1st. So do one after the other. I'll have another opportunity to do that, I'm sure. I'll show you. In fact, with this hill, this isn't going to be boding well for us. I'm going to drop it down into 3. Oh, going to have to use the clutch. Oh, it's too much. Getting used to this is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And now we're too slow. Yeah, any sort of hill with this is really killing us. I'm going to go ahead and put on our 4-ways here. These guys should be going around us. There we go. But great looking truck and skin, huh? Focus on shifting, running off the road. Now we're getting into more flat ground. And this guy can't figure out what to do because he doesn't know where on the road I'm going to be. So let's try this again. We'll go shift our main into 4th. Move this second stick, tap the gas, and then there's our auxiliary back into 1. So I think we're going to be doing that method for the most part. It takes a little bit of getting used to for sure. I'm going to keep these 4-ways on so these people know to go around me. When I'm up in my 4th main gear like I am now, usually I can go from 4.2 to 4.3 because you're at the high end of it. 50 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and get those 4-ways off now. Yeah. So in the first 3 main gears, I usually end up skipping the 3rd auxiliary. Oh, they're pulling us in. Are you kidding me? And I'm just shifting with the clutch, downshifting. Oh, did we miss it? Let's put it in reverse. No one behind us. There we go. Let's start it again. Take her out of reverse. Let's go. 1, 2. Get that blinker off. Getting the hang of it. Getting the hang of it. Every truck and every time I drive another truck with a different engine paired with this same transmission, it's a little bit different. So there we go with the moving each stick individually instead of at the same time. So you don't have to reach across and do this whole thing with both hands. It can be done. Just remember to get that auxiliary in there. You kind of need to treat it almost like a downshift, where you need to, once you get that main in, just hit the gas a little bit and then push that auxiliary in. Let's try it again. Here's our main in fourth, bring our auxiliary to 1, gas, and we're into first on our auxiliary. That's how you do it. And I've seen a lot of people do it on YouTube that way. And it's a lot easier than trying to reach across, and sometimes it's just fun, like especially when you're over here in first and second gear, over here on the left with your main, to just reach through the steering wheel. And that's kind of cool if you're going straight, but it doesn't work very well when you're turning the wheel, because then you get your arm caught in the steering wheel. So I'm just kind of going to go through and practice doing these things individually. But yeah, this is the Spicer 4.4, and let's go ahead and get out. Now we got some more light, and we can kind of check out this truck and skin it a little bit more. Pups did a really great job with it. And keep in mind, some of the skins that you see on the Steam Workshop for this truck, they'll paint the body itself, and it'll work good if you just have the day cab, but they don't have, they haven't actually painted the tanker itself, so keep that in mind. And the two that are really doing a lot of skins for this are Papi Pups and Goggles 56. They've got a, I think Papi Pups has probably like 7 or 8 different skins for this. I know that Goggles has at least 2 or 3 for it. I know he's got an old school, his classic old school skin. I know he's also got the Seminole out of Oklahoma. Let's go ahead and downshift. So basically the thing with this engine is you got to rev it up a whole lot when you're downshifting and to pop that auxiliary in. That's really the biggest difference. I was just driving the Viper, and I've got a 2-stick in that as well. The 4.4 pattern works absolutely great, but I have Slav Jerry's N14 Select in there, and that thing, you don't need to rev it up nearly as high to be able to achieve the same thing. That's why it's kind of taking me some time to get used to it. So a lot of revs up there to downshift. Go ahead and get our 4-ways on again since we're slowing everyone up. We'll go into 4.3. There we go. I thought that was going to be a better transition because we were on a downhill, but I was wrong. Let's go back to 4.2. Big rev. There it is. Not a big fan of me out here on the road today, but I'm up over 50 miles an hour. Yeah, it is a 70, but let's go ahead and get these 4-ways off because that's a little annoying. So let me know if you guys have questions on if you're thinking about doing a 2-stick setup or what all is involved with all the files and stuff, but it takes a little bit of work. I'm thinking about putting out a video, kind of a tutorial, or maybe I'll do something live where I can take questions from you guys and we can put it all together. It's better explained in that type of situation, or a long form video, all of the details that you need to get this going. But having this truck, I've had it probably about a year now, and I always would drive it with either a 10-speed or a 15-speed, which some of the trucks were modified for, but the original ones were 2 sticks, a lot of them. Even from the manufacturer, you can see all the specs and the ratios for your main and your auxiliary transmission box. So it seemed only fitting that I was doing the twin sticking. I might as well make it accurate. And a 5.3 or a 5.4, some of the transmissions I've done in the past really doesn't fit this. So that's why I created the 4.4 pattern. Yep, they're pulling us in again. I'm going to have to comply. we can go down to 3.3. Really got to rev that. Here's reaching through this wheel. Sometimes that works. I think I'm having better success, to be honest with you, just doing each one of them individually. And that'll be easier when we're in a spot like this where we're trying to get on the freeway. So there's 3. A little bit of gas, and there's 1. Perfect.
Nailed it.
It's slow moving for sure. We got plenty of torque though. We got an initial drive 15.67, so it's giving us plenty of torque to get going. We also have a
keep right after 50 yards, exit right ahead.
Is this guy gonna let us over? No, because this is where we gotta
exit right ahead.
Oh, both lanes exit. That's good. We also have a 3.55 differential, so we're not going to be breaking any land speed records here. Just a matter of getting it there. All right, let's see if we can get our final
keep right
final swap in here.
Yards, exit
There's
right
4.
ahead.
There's 1.
Right
Beautiful.
ahead.
Go ahead and get our Jake on.
Turn left.
So you get a feel for it when you're downshifting, because you don't want to necessarily go through each gear, but you get
50 yards, turn left.
you get a general idea of, you know, where you're going to switch down to. So I just kind of made a judgment call based on driving it for a little bit, and I was just saying I'm going to go from 4.1. I'm not going to go to 3.4 or 3.3. I'll just go straight to 3.2. And it depends on the hill you're on, depends on how fast you're going. You just kind of have to get a feel for it, just like any truck and any engine and transmission combo. Everyone's a little bit different. That's where we're pulling in as we get in the station. Just about right over there.
100 yards, turn right.
Hope they've just got us pulling in, not backing. I doubt they will.
You have reached your destination.
Windows down, 4 ways. Coming into the yard. Got plenty of clearance there. Make sure we get over these bumps. And not spill a whole bunch of beer everywhere. So here we are in Ogden. And they're going to take the train's going to continue this on and transport it to, I think this is going out west to California. No, I'm not skipping parking. Made it pretty easy for me. And should be good right about there. There we are. Welcome to Ogden. Windows up. Parking lights on only. Engine off. And here we are. So that's it. That is the Kenworth 521. The NeedleNose from Blueprint Mods with Papi Pups' MGD skin on there. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. If you enjoyed the video, learned something, or at least thought it was mildly entertaining, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you can see all my videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.